Hello, welcome to the Along avec Anna podcast. My name is Anna and I'm the founder and designer behind the brand Along avec Anna. I'm really happy to be back on YouTube today. It's been ages. I think I've said that on the last video as well, and it was recorded over a year ago, something like this. So I'm really sorry about that. I wanted to come have a chat with you, show you a few of the different projects that I've been working on at Along avec Anna, and kind of tell you a bit more about what's been going on the last year. A lot of you that I've met through the shop or yarn shows have said that they really enjoy watching the podcast, and I kept saying how sorry I was that I wasn't updating it more often. But here we are, I'm back. You can find me on my website, alongavecana.com. You can find me on social media, which is Instagram, Facebook at Along avec Anna. You can find all of the pattern and the yarn on the website, and the pattern on Ravelry, Along avec Anna as well. If it's the first time that you find this podcast, that you've never heard of Along avec Anna before, hello. As I said, I'm Anna. I'm originally from France, but I've been living in the UK in Devon for the last 7 years, and that's where mostly I started my business called Along avec Anna, which is basically along with Anna, but with the French word in the middle. And what do I do? Well, at Along avec Anna, we create ethical yarn, accessible knitting patterns, and all sort of accessories. And our idea is to really share our passion of knitting, all the benefit on mental health and on your everyday life. And we, I say we because it's obviously me, but then I've got a little team that works with me, and we try to create knitting patterns that are accessible, size inclusive for all type of level. They're all available in English and French, and some of them are available in other languages. And in terms of the yarn, all of the yarn that I'm going to show today is our brand yarn, Along avec Anna, where we've got 3 bases, a DK, double merino, 100% superwash merino, a 4-ply merino, and a silk mohair. All of the yarn is ethically produced, so it's all cruelty-free, traceable to the farm, and it is responsible wool and responsible mohair certified. And all the colors are custom, and we develop a range of colors with the time. So the yarn has been launched in November 2021 exactly, so almost 2 years ago, and we started with only 2 bases and 6 colors, and now we are 2 years down the line. We've got 3 bases, and we've just launched 3 new colors, so now we've got 18 actually. So I will show you in a minute the new colors, because I don't think I've shown you the one from last spring because I didn't record anything. And I will show you the new one. So you can find all of the yarn on the website. I said I have, again, another thing I want to show you a bit later. I've got a new shop. I used to have a very small shop in Exeter near 4th Street, and now I've got a bigger shop, so I'll show you that as well. So we sell the yarn in the shop through retailers, so if you are abroad outside of the UK, we do ship everywhere. We ship to the EU without any Brexit problem. We ship to the US, Canada, Australia, and all of that, but we have quite a lot of retailers as well in the US and Canada and Australia, Japan, New Zealand, China. So yeah, everything's on the website, so I will link it all below. I think that's it for introduction. The more the time goes, the longer the introduction is, so I'm sorry about that. Today, as I said, I'm going to tell you about different projects. So first I will do a little tour of the shop. Then I will show you the new colors that we've released. I will show you patterns that I've knit in the new colors, and some of them are new patterns. I won't be able to show you all of the thing I've been working on over the last year because it is a lot, but you can find, as I said, all of the pattern on the website and Ravelry. Then I will tell you more about the ebook that we've released in September, a free ebook, free resource. And then finally, I've got a big book release that I will tell you more at the end of the video. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. And if you have any question, please feel free to leave me a message in the comment section below, or tell me if you like that podcast or if you would like more later. But let's do the podcast first, right? So as I said, I've been living in Exeter, exactly, in Devon for the last 7 years. And I used to work from home, but when I decided to release the yarn, it was kind of, I realized that I would not be able to carry on, obviously, working just from home, because I had to stock the yarn, and stocking it in our living room was just not sustainable. So I was really lucky to find a little shop at the bottom of 4th Street in Exeter. And it was great. I took it, stayed there for a year. It was really nice. But I realized quite quickly that I would need help to open the shop when I couldn't be here, because I've got 2 little girls as well. And I'm mostly, because I'm self-employed, I'm mostly responsible for, like school drop-off, school pick-up and all of that. So basically at 3 p.m. I need to go pick up the girls at school or nursery, my little one was 3. There's 2 days where she doesn't go full day yet, so I can't work in the afternoon, that sort of thing. So I realized that for that reason I'll need someone to kind of open the shop longer hours, and I will need someone as well to help me with all the packing, because a lot of the business is obviously online and sending yarn abroad or to the UK, I mean just by post, and I cannot just do it myself. So I was looking how I could manage to do all of that, and then thankfully one day I was just walking up the street to go grab sandwich, and I saw that the guy who used to be in this shop, which was a bike shop, had moved up the street. So I was like, ooh, I need to do something about that. So I went to see him and I asked him, what's happening with your former shop? And he said, well, it's available. The landlord hasn't decided who she wanted to pick. So I kind of jumped on the opportunity, and I asked if I could get her number, which I did, blah, blah, blah. And we were quite a few people on the shop who wanted the shop, but I was really lucky to get it, because I think one of the reasons is that I'm in the craft section, and she used to be a bridal seamstress. She used to make wedding dresses, and it used to be her shop before she rented it to the bike shop guy. So I think the fact that it was something to do with your hen, she really liked it, and yeah, she agreed to rent me the shop, which was I was really pleased. So January, so that was the start of 2023. January was spent redecorating, painting all the shop, because imagine, after being a bike shop, it was full of oil everywhere, and I couldn't open a yarn shop in this way. So it was a lot of painting, a lot of evening doing it. A lot of it I've done on my own, because again, we've got 2 girls, so it's like, who's looking after the girls while we do that? So I took a company to do the outside, but we did all the inside ourselves, weekends and all of that. My dad did the back section with the toilet, because I wanted a nice, cute toilet. And it was a lot of work, but it was really worth it. And then we opened in February. So in February, I was still like having like smaller, shorter hours. And then I put like a job position to recruit someone to help me as a sales assistant, sales and admin assistant or something like that. So basically the person is responsible of the shop, just having it tidy, putting everything on the shelves, packing all the orders online and posting them, creating label and everything. and then obviously help the customers when they come in, advise them on knitting or crochet, and maybe do classes with me. That was the thing. And I was really lucky to find Megan, who's been amazing. She used to be one of my customers in the small shop, so that was really nice when she applied, and I met her in real life. I was like, oh, I've met you before, so that was really good. And she's really good in crochet, which I am not, so I think it's a good thing to have as well, because the yarn can be used for anything. And she does the crochet classes, and I do the knitting classes. So she started in March, and then we kind of like set up the shop, and we've seen a really nice increase in visibility because the shop is bigger, and then it's on an angle as well, so it's way more visible. I am open more hours, so it's easier. We do have obviously people from Exeter, but we have people coming on holidays to Devon that stop by the shop, which is really good. So the summer is quite busy actually, because we've got a lot of people on holidays. We've had a lot of people from the EU, like German, French, Swiss people, had Spanish and Italian coming on holidays to the UK and stopping by the shop. So that's been really good, really positive. And it's just nicer to have, without having like a huge place. We don't need a huge shop. We're in Exeter, it's not, and even if we were in London, we wouldn't be able to have a huge shop because the rent would be 10 times more. So we don't need a huge shop. But my other one was like so tiny that it was a bit overwhelming to have all of that. So this way it is open, and you can, like, your mind can kind of like breathe, because you've got more space and it's more organized, if you know what I mean. So if you do come to Exeter, come see me at 1 New Bridge Street, and you can obviously see the yarn, feel it, check the pattern, see the samples knitted and all of that. So that was kind of like the first event that happened in 2023. So I'm just going to insert now a few shots of the shop. So I'm really pleased with the shop. It's really nice, and as I said, it's really good to like meet customers as well, meet people. And in 2022, 2023, basically since the last video, another big step we've taken is to do yarn shows. So again, it is like a dream come true. I had done yarn shows in the past, but not as a vendor. I was more going to the French ones with my publisher, and I was just going there to like sign books and things like that. And I've always loved it. And I thought one day when I'll have my own yarn, I will do yarn shows, which I started to do. So it's really good. So far we've done Unravel in September last year. Then we've done Stitch Fest in Newton Abbot. So in is it Newton Abbot in Devon? I think it is in Devon. Anyway, in the southwest. Then what did we do? Then we did Unravel again, but this time the February one, which was super busy. And then I did Craft for Crafters in Exeter at West Point, which was nice as well. Way smaller and more like general, but really nice. It helped me meet a lot of people from Exeter who didn't know the shop, so that's really good. And then this year, kind of end of 2023, we did Yarndale in North Yorkshire. I say we every time it's me and my husband. Usually he comes and help me. Megan stays in the shop and works in the shop, and I go with my husband in the van and we just set it up. So you may have met us during the shows. I'm usually the one that helps in terms of advice of the yarn, the pattern and all of that, and he does the payment at the back, because when people start asking him questions, he's a bit like, oh, I don't know. And I keep telling him, you should know by now that a full ply and a mohair is the same as a DK. Like you hear me tell people every day 100 times, so you should know that. But anyway, I don't think he's really comfortable with that, so he's at the back doing the payment. Really pleased about it, by the way, and I'm more there like helping customers and stuff. So Yarndale was really nice. That was our first one and I really enjoyed it. And then next one will be Stitch Fest again in November, on the 4th and the 5th of November. So if you're down the southwest, come and see me at Stitch Fest. I think I am supposed to be located the same place as last time, so we'll have a look at that. And then technically the following one should be Unravel February, so we should be back in Unravel February if everything goes well. So yeah, I haven't been able to do any abroad shows just because it is so complicated with, you know, since Brexit and all the custom and all of that. I know a lot of my French client would like us to come and do it, but it's just like, I don't know where to start. It's just so hard. That's one thing. And the other thing is obviously like childcare. What do you do with the kids? We don't have any family around, all of that. So we kind of do what we can, and we'll see. But as I said, the shop is always here. The online shop is always open. So yeah. So that was very good, very busy. I've learned a lot so far about yarn shows, but it's really nice. Helped us you know, meet very nice people in the clients, in the knitting community, but as well, you know, other like colleagues, yarn dyers and stuff that I didn't know before. So it's, yeah, really nice to see the support that everyone has here. Everyone's helping each other, advising each other, and it's, yeah, it's very nice. So so that kept us quite busy, I'm not gonna lie. It's been, yeah, it's been amazing, but it's been really busy. So it's more like trying to find the time to sit down and do YouTube videos, especially because I have a Patreon page, which sadly for non-French speakers is only in French, just because I had started it years ago. I started it in 2018, February 2018, and I did it in French at the time, and I know a lot of the French people who follow me are not comfortable with videos in English, so I can't really switch that page to English. And then at the same time, it would be so much work to kind of do another one in English. So hopefully one day, but yeah, and I do a lot of vlogs and stuff on the Patreon page, so that takes quite a lot of my time onto YouTube. So I'm really sorry about that, but yeah, as I said, I'm really pleased to be back. Anyway, so that's like shop yarn show stuff. Now knitting. So as I said, seeing all the crochet in the window makes me want to start crochet. Sadly, I haven't found time yet, or I haven't made the time, because it's all a question about making the time, and my time is more dedicated to knitting. So yeah, what do I start with? I may show you first the spring colors that I've released, and then I'll show you the winter one. So I'm just gonna go and grab a few summer patterns in the shop to show you. So in the spring, for spring and summer, we've released 3 new colorways. So I've taken in the different bases, so I can show you. So it's in DK, but every time the yarn is available with the 3 bases, so double knitting, full ply and mohair. This is the double knitting merino, so the double merino, and this one is called jade en fait, because my colorways are named with French names, so sometimes they are said with an English accent, but actually it is all French name, so it's jade. You may see it on the wrong side actually, but here you are. So it's a very nice kind of sage colorway, so that is in DK. And then I've released Dragé, which is that one. I did explain what was a dragé, and someone said the name, Meg said the name, I think it was like almond something. So when you do like christening of wedding, I don't know if it's a case in the UK or in the US, but in France people give like a little almond with sugar and like sometimes it's chocolate around it, and it's called une dragée. So that is that, because the color is usually like a very light pink, so it's a very nice kind of nude light pink color. Here we are. So that's Dragé. This one is done on the full ply, but again they're all available in the 3 bases. And then the last one is Rêverie, which is like a dream. Rêverie, here it is, and it is basically an ice blue, so it's not a grey. When you put it next to our pearl grey, it is way more blue. It is really an ice blue, so it's a really nice color. This one is on mohair, but again it's available in the 3 bases. And then when it's knit in the new pattern, so I've released in the spring the Primrose little, so I've done the Primrose adult as well, which I'll show you in the new color in a minute, but this was the little one. So this one is in size 8 years old for my daughter Alice. So it's a really nice kind of little slipover top with ties on the side that I love this pattern. And this is knit in the jade colorway. So that is like silk mohair and full ply, but obviously it could be knit with just 1 DK as well. Most of the pattern can be knit this way. So that is jade in Primrose, or like mostly Primrose pattern in jade. Then I released another pattern which I love, like a tank top called Plumeria. So that one is for adult, and I've got a children version as well, Plumeria tank top. And that is made in the double knitting, so in the DK, which as you can see has a really nice drape, which I love. And this one is knit with the Rêverie in DK, and then Colombe, which is our white. The only downside of the shop is that it is a really old shop, so the windows are old and thin, so it is really noisy when there's like buses and motorbikes and everything, so hopefully in the video you won't hear that too much. So yeah, so that's the Plumeria, which I absolutely love. You can see on the picture, if you go have a look at the pattern, that the like this, not the sleeve, but the can't find the word, are very round, you know what I mean? The underarm, that's not really underarm. Anyway, you'll probably scream the word on your TV. Sorry, I can't remember, but yeah, so it's very round, it's very nice, very feminine. I really like this pattern, and I find this mix of color really, really nice. So Rêverie and Colombe. And then I did release this one as well, which was mostly for our beginners. So it's called the Lily tank top. So it's a proper tank top with V's this time. Let me just grab it this way. And it has straps that you tie, but you could potentially just do one that you graft at the back. You don't have to do the ties if you don't want to. So it's very simple. And then at the bottom you've got a little picot edge, which I love. So very easy, because at the moment most of the tank top that we had like a full-on lace pattern on it, so it was a bit hard for beginners. So I thought I'll design something really simple for beginners, and that is knit in 4-ply in the dragé colorway. So yeah, so that are the 3 new colors. And then I really loved the Plumeria and the way the sides were, but I know that not everyone is comfortable with a higher neckline, so I decided to adapt the pattern and recreate another pattern which is called the Dahlia tank top, and this time it has just ribbing straps on the sides, and then it's just like kind of a straight neckline. So if you don't like high neckline, this one would be perfect. So yeah, I'm already thinking of another version for me, because next year the only person interested will be the other fans like me, but next year, end of June, I've been really lucky with Meg to get tickets to go see Taylor Swift in London, which I am so excited about because I'm a huge fan. And I'm thinking about my outfit, because why not, right? I'm a over 35-year-old mom, and I don't dress to go anywhere fancy or anything like that, and I love to dress up, and I don't have a lot of opportunities anymore, so I thought, well, it's my time to dress up. So I want to dress up, but obviously I want to dress up in a special outfit that I will make myself. So I will do this one in another color that will fit the era of her albums that I've chosen, and then I'm going to be designing a jumper for it in the colors that I've chosen to go with the era that I've chosen, even though it's really hard because I love most of the album of the last 10 years, but I've chosen one that was the best in terms of dressing up, and yeah, I want to design a pattern for that one, but it's not going to be just a Taylor Swift pattern, obviously. It's going to be a pattern that you can then knit in other colors, and it won't look like a Taylor Swift or anything. So yeah, I'm really excited about that, but that will be more like in the spring, because the live is not until June, so I've got time. So I'm planning to make this one in another color to go with my outfit. So yeah, and this is, as I said, the Dahlia tank top, and I've knit that one not in the new colors. This time was in Colombe, and then the stripe are in Trésor, which is our mustard yellow, kind of gold-ish, and it's knit in the double merino, so in the DK for that one. Here we are. I basically, as I said, I can't show you all of the knits that I'm knitting, because one of the reward of my Patreon page is to see what I'm working on, what I work on it, which I know is quite sad and frustrating for English speakers, because they cannot, or like not English speakers, but like non-French speakers, because you cannot see what I'm working on because it's their reward. But then in the same time, I don't have an English page, so I know it's hard, but yeah, one day I'll find the best way. So I can never really show you too much in advance what I'm working on. There's one pattern I could have shown you, but I've left it at home. It's currently blocking, so oh dear, I'll show you on Instagram. So yeah, so I've knit that, but I basically always have a project on my needles. As soon as I finish one, I cast on another one, and it's just like that all the time. Sometimes I cast on new ones, sometimes we do new samples of all patterns. Yeah, always a project on the go. So that was the spring, and then when was it? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, I think, I've released new yarn colors, which are those 3, which I love. So you have a medium gray, which is called Giboulé. You have an amazing raspberry pink. I absolutely love this color, which is called Praline. And then you have a very nice kind of foresty green, which is called Emerald. So I was missing like a proper green in the range, so I'm really pleased to have one now. And of course, we've knit patterns. So most of the patterns that I've knit in them were old patterns, but needed to be redone. So this in the grey, I used the DK, so the double merino, and I knit the Erell hat. So it's a very old hat pattern that I've done in, I think 2018 or 2019. When was it? 2018 or 2019? Can't remember. 2019 maybe. Oh, I can't remember. So yeah, quite a couple of years ago. And then it's a really nice with the little star. So I don't have the right hair, but that's what it looks like. And the Erell stitch, as I call it, I've got it on the hat, I've got it on the adult pattern, an adult jumper, a kid jumper, and a shawl. So yeah, so that is in the DK Giboulé. The light is maybe not the best one because I've got the light from the shop, but hopefully if I turn a bit, you see in the window. Then I've knit the Primrose adult version, which is here, which has been released in March, I think. It was released right after Unravel, because some people at Unravel February bought the yarn quantity to make it, and it was still being tested. So I think it was released in March, and it was popular when it was released, but it's really this autumn that it's been picking up. At Yarndale in September, we mainly sold this pattern with the yarn quantity more than all the other patterns, so it's really strange to see that everyone seems to want this one at the moment, which is really good. Like, I'm really pleased about it. I really love this pattern. It is super versatile. You can wear it, you know, on a dress, you can wear it on a high-waisted jeans, skirt, shorts. You can wear it on over like a lacy top like I've got here. It's just, yeah, super easy to wear all the time. And it is very forgiving in terms of sizes as well. So I do a class at the moment in Exeter about how to knit this jumper. And even though I teach people about, you know, tension and having the right tension, choosing the right size and all of that, it is quite a forgiving pattern. So if they don't have the exact same tension like they should have, then even if the size is a tiny bit bigger or a tiny bit smaller, it's not the end of the world compared to another jumper. So yeah, really pleased with that one. And that one is knit with the emerald in 4-ply and mohair. So you can see the fluff, you can see, you know, the nice drape, and it's just, yeah, generally really nice. And in September, mid-September, everything was happening in September. Mid-September, we've done a photo shoot with a local team, which I'm really pleased about. Tessa, the photographer who does a lot of sustainable brand, mainly in the Southwest, did a shoot of the autumn winter patterns with me and 2 models, which I love, and they're all local as well. And yeah, it was the first time we did like a proper professional photo shoot, and it was really nice, like having such beautiful pictures for the patterns and having them not only just on me but on other people as well. Kind of, yeah, was really good to see how you can style them. Roberta, who does the styling of the shop, social media and photo shoot, had styled them in different outfit compared to what I would do normally. So yeah, it just gives an opportunity to everyone to kind of see how you can style and how you can wear the knits differently to what I do for me and my size. So it was really nice. So if you go on the website, on social media, you'll see a lot of the pictures from that shoot, and we've got way more pictures that we will be posting in the future. But yes, you can see Robin wearing this one, which I love. So that's the second one. And then the third one, which I didn't want to put in the window because I love this jumper and I wanted to wear it so bad, and I did wear it at the start, and then Roberta was saying we need to put it in the window because it's a new color. Okay, so we've put it in the window for now, but I can't wait to get it back. It is the Erell jumper, so that jumper I was telling you about that I released in, I think it was 2018, so 5 years ago. It is a boxy jumper that is knit bottom up, super simple construction, bottom up, then front and back, 3 needle bind off on the sides, pick up, do the sleeves, and then pick up and do the ribbing. So originally this pattern was knit in a double knitting yarn that had yak. So in 2018 it was really popular to have those DK with yak, which was nice, super soft and very drapey, which I loved. I think you had yak, you may have had silk in it, I can't remember, but it was really nice. You can't really find them as much anymore. And obviously because I didn't have my yarn, I just used other brands. At that time I used the wool bound, which I love, for this jumper. But you can't really find that yarn at the wool band anymore. So I thought we need to review this pattern that has been so popular in 2018, 2019, and see that you can still make it now just by adapting the yarn. So I've decided to make a new sample, which I've done in praline. I love this color. And I've done it with a 4-ply and a mohair, which is kind of like what we do all the time. I know it's a bit boring, but I just love it. And then what I did as well is that I've upsized it. Can I say that? So I used to wear it with, I can't remember, I think 25 centimeter ease on the body, but the sleeves were quite tight, and I've made the size up this time where I've got even more ease on the body, and the sleeves are a bit less tight, they're a bit more comfy, which I think now 5 years later is more the general style, is to have something a bit less tight everywhere. So the pattern hasn't changed at all. I've had the same gauge with the yarn, except I've changed the yarn. I've now used 4-ply and mohair. Instead of knitting for me 102 centimeters, I knit the 109. And the only thing that I've changed compared to the pattern is the neckline. So I've kept the same number of stitches, but I've made a double neckline. So instead of knitting like 5 rows of rib and then bind off, I've knitted 13, then I did a purl row to kind of fold it better, and then I did another 13, and then I attached my live stitches to the inside like this. So it keeps the elasticity of the neckline. So it's not really changing anything. We will be updating the pattern early next month with the new pictures, the new yarn recommendation and meterage, and I will add how to do a double neck if you want to, but if you want to keep the original neckline, you can as well. So I found it really good to revisit older pattern that I've released a couple of years ago that are still, that can still be fashionable, but just need a little tweak or something to make it more like, okay, 5 years later, the style that we like now is to be more comfy. So I can just change that, and it's been super popular since I've shown pictures. I've had a lot of messages, had a lot of people in the shop or at Yarndale asking for instructions to knit the new neckline and using that yarn and stuff. So yeah, it's nice. You don't always have to create new patterns. Sometimes you could just adapt older ones and make them even more kind of timeless and sustainable. So yeah, that's the Erell in praline, which I love. And thinking about that, I'm just gonna go grab another pattern that we will be updating, and I really want to show you, so I'll just go there quickly. It's so good to have everything in the shop. I can just show you everything. So last autumn I released a pattern called Mulberry jumper, which is here. It is very nice, top down raglan, very like comfy, kind of a long raglan going down quite deep. It's knit in double strands of mohair, and you've got a little embroidery that you can you don't have to do the embroidery at the end, but you can if you want. And on this one I had 25 centimeters of ease. So what is 25 in inches? It is about 10 inches of ease, I think, which was really nice. And then when we were planning to do the photo shoot, I decided to use a few sample knitters to help me knit bigger sizes, because otherwise all of the sizes in the window in the samples were my size, and we wanted to take another model with a different size, so we had to knit different samples, and I asked Deb, one of my sample knitter who's doing an amazing job, if she could knit the Mulberry for a bigger size for the model. So she did that, sent me the sample, and then I did the mistake-ish of trying it on, and I was like, oh, I really like that. Oh, I really like this. And it's funny because originally when I created the pattern, I wanted to have a lot of ease. I wanted to have maybe like 50 centimeters of ease, and the only reason I didn't do that is because I kind of calculated how much yarn people would need, and I thought it was maybe too much. Yeah, sometimes we think about, you know, what knitters are going to need as well. So I decided to do less ease. But then I took a picture on Instagram of me wearing that jumper, and everyone was like, which pattern is that? And I said, well, that's my Mulberry, but I've knitted in a big size. And everyone was like, oh, but it's amazing. I love it with so much ease. So I decided to rework the pattern with my tech editor, and the pattern will be updated next week, I think. So basically the pattern will be the same. If you bought the pattern before, it will just be updated, but we will have two versions. So you'll have the version 1 with the raglan table for the first version, and the version 2 with a raglan table for the second version. The version 1 will have a recommended ease between 15 to 25 centimeters, I think. Something like that, can't remember. Or like 20 to 30, can't remember exactly, I need to read the pattern. And the other one will have an ease between 40 to 50 centimeters. So this way, if you want to make it way bigger, you will be able to, and you'll have the instruction. Because the only reason why I didn't just want to say to people, oh well, just knit a bigger size, is that the neckline is a bit different between the different sizes. So we decided to reduce the neckline, so even someone who is like a 34 could knit the equivalent of I don't know, a 42. I don't know how to count in inches, but even someone who does, like, you know, an 80 centimeters bust could do like 120 centimeters or something like that, and same for like the bigger sizes, without having a neckline that kind of falls. So that's what we did. And then Deb very nicely, oh no, the first one wasn't Deb, no, I'm lying, the first one was another lady in London, lovely German customer who lives in London. So no, she knit that one, and it's Deb who knit this one. Getting confused now. So when I showed her that I actually loved it for me, she was like, oh, but it wasn't for you, I know. So then I said, oh, I need to knit another one, and Deb said, I can knit that for you if you want to. So this one is knit in the ice blue, so Rêverie. Voilà. And it is like this. So it's still kind of a, you know, like a comfortable neckline. And now I'm working on new patterns. So I've released the Belden jumper, which is a jumper in brioche, last winter, and I'm doing the child version at the moment. And then the other one is, I've got one of my very first pattern, my first colorwork pattern, which is called the Marique jumper, that was knit in 4-ply. and I am now reworking the pattern. This time we're creating a new version because the grading is completely different. And we're doing it in DK, just because I think more people tend to knit DK than 4-ply, especially, you know, in the autumn winter. On top of that, I think beginners in color work are more comfortable doing a DK gauge than a 4-ply. And then the children version and the hat version are in DK. So I think it's good as well to have like the same gauge. But we've changed quite a lot of things. We've changed the neckline, we've changed like the fit of the yoke, we changed just like the general body, the sleeves. We've changed quite a lot of things. The only thing that stays similar is the color work on top. And I'm knitting my version with 4-ply and mohair, which I had never done before. But I'll show you that in the next video because I've left it at home. It's been blocked, pre-blocking, how do you say, medium blocking, because I've done the entire body and now I want to do the sleeve, but I wanted to block it first. And then I've just cast on a new project in Giboulé, which I'm really excited about, but I've only done the cast on, so haven't done much yet to show you anyway. So yeah, so that's what it is in terms of yarn and knitting. And then, as I said, there's 2 other things I wanted to tell you. So in September, we launched with Sarah. So Sarah has been working with me since May 2021, I would say. I think it was that May 2021, and she was based in Liverpool. She's now in Ludlow, if I pronounce it well. It's like at the border with Wales. She always worked remotely, and she's in charge of the customer service mainly. So if you've written an email and asked for support on the pattern, it's mostly Sarah who replied. She writes blog article as well, and she helps me with, you know, finding suppliers, creating new products, you know, like things like stitch markers and all of that, and other bigger projects. So we wanted to release a free ebook about knitting for a really long time, and we've been working on it since, I would say, similar time last year. So we've probably worked on it for about a year. I had a general idea of what I wanted, because the idea came from me from seeing, basically, I'll tell you all, I found a website where it was like wavy curly hair routine, like when you scrunch and stuff, and the website had a little ebook of your curly hair journey and how to start and what product to use and what routine to do. And it was like very short, like 6 pages, kind of straight to the point type of ebook, straight to the point, which is something I can't do, right? And I found it really good, and I said to Sarah, maybe we should write like an ebook for someone who really wants to start knitting. And yes, we have loads of tutorials on YouTube, we have loads of tutorials on the website, of article of the blog, but it would be good to have it all at the same place and kind of like show why you should start knitting, why knitting is so important for us in the everyday life, you know, the positive on your mental health, the positive on, you know, like sustainable living and timeless, you know, garment, like trying to find staple garment and all of that, and what it brings you in terms of like pride of making something for you or others and all of that, and then kind of like the basic of how to knit. So we've been splitting the different parts. We've been splitting the different parts. So I've written some parts, she's written other parts, and then we kind of combined it all. And then we asked Charline, who's our illustrator in France. So she's a really nice and talented freelance illustrator, and we've asked her if she could help us illustrate the ebook. You at the same time on the side images of the ebook, but the ebook is called Keep Calm and Get Knitting, and it's a simple and accessible guide if you want to start knitting, or if you know someone who wants to start knitting. So basically you've got kind of the content at the start, with, you know, like why you should knit, who we are first, why you should knit, what material you need. We explain about the different yarn thickness, the different needle material. We tell you all about like tension, why do a swatch, what to do if your swatch is not right. Then we've included a pattern, which is the Easy Peasy headband, which is a really nice headband, very accessible. So it's here, it's knit in DK, so we've knit it in the double merino, but you could knit it with like a full ply and mohair if you wanted. And that's how it looks like. So it's a really simple garter stitch, but with nice I-cord on the side. And you've got a little twist at the top, so it's not very good my hair, but you get the idea. So super easy to start. And then, so once you've done that pattern, when you want to increase your level, we give you patterns to do it. So if you wanted to add increases, for example, which pattern you should go to. If you wanted to do your first jumper, which pattern you should go to, and every time we tell you the techniques that are in the pattern. If you wanted to do your first color work, we would recommend this one. Yeah, so I think we're really pleased with it, and so far we had really good positive feedback about this ebook, which is again all free, and we just hope it's gonna, you know, help people start knitting, not be afraid, and yeah, we just want to share our love of this amazing craft. So yeah, so you can go and download the ebook for free. All you have to do is go on our website on free resources ebook, then you just have to add your email, and you receive an email welcoming you and thanking you for wanting to download the ebook, and then you click on the button download the ebook, and here it is. So yeah, so if you know people that are interested, please share it with them. What is important is to share the website page and not the ebook directly, if possible, because then we like to know like how many person downloaded it and all of that, so it's easier if it's done through our website. And yeah, we just hope it's gonna help people, and we'll see loads of headbands and more patterns later. So yeah, I'm just going to take a little break to drink, because I'm not used to talking that much for that long anymore. So yeah, so what did I say? New shop done, yarn show done, new colors, new patterns done, ebook done. So what's left is a release that I have on Friday. So I'm filming, we are now Wednesday, but I think this video will go out live on YouTube on Friday. So technically it should be today if you watch it straight away. I will be opening pre-orders for something very special. So let's start first. 4 years ago, in September 2019, I was really lucky to release my first book in French with my publisher Erell, which was called Tricoter le jacquard en rond. So it's all about color work, all the technique about color work, how to knit, material you need, loads of advice and tips on how to knit color work, and 5 patterns that I've designed to make it. So it was a really good, popular book. The feedback's been really good, and we're 4 years down the line, and it's still selling as kind of a staple book about color work, which is really good. I'm really pleased about that. The following year it was released in German. I will not say the name in German because I've never done German at school, so I don't want to say it badly, but that is the German version, which is exactly the same. It's funny how the books are literally exactly the same. And then we were really excited. So the German has been released in September 2020, so a year later. And then in January 2022, we've been really excited to learn that an English publisher had bought the rights for the book to translate it in English, which was just like a dream come true for me, especially living in England and having my business here and having my books there, people asking me questions and not having it in English was quite frustrating. And on the 30th of November 2023, so at the end of November this year, the book will be released in English. Yay! So here we are. Whew. It's called Colorwork in the Round, All the Techniques You Need plus 5 Stunning Project by Anna Dervoet at Longue avec Anna. So that's me, by the way. Here it is. Oh, I'm so pleased. So it's exactly the same book as the French and the German. The only thing that changed is they chose another cover, a similar one, but different picture that we had taken. And then the book is a tiny bit bigger. But otherwise, it's exactly the same book. So inside you have an introduction about color work. What is color work? Who is it for? Color work in me. So it's kind of like my history with color work, the different type of color work. So in the round, stranded color work, intarsia color work, the material, the type of yarn, the needles, and all of that. How to read a chart. How to choose a project according to difficulty. Sorry, it's the first time I read it in English. How to choose your colours, how to knit a swatch in the round, how to do intarsia, how to do stranded colour work, how to manage your yarn tension and your gauge, how to do a stick, how to finish your knits. And inside you've got, as I said, get 5 patterns. It's written on the top, you've got 5 patterns. We had taken the pictures in Iceland when we went for a family trip. It wasn't for the book, it was just my dream to go to Iceland. And we went in March 2019, and it was kind of at that time that I had to give the pictures to my editor. And I said, would it be possible to push it by like 2 or 3 weeks? So then we could take all the pictures in Iceland, which I think would be really good landscape for color work. And they said yes. We've taken all the pictures ourselves, just Harry, my husband, and I, and we've taken them with Alice, our daughter, who was 3.5 at the time and who's now going to turn 8 next month. So in the book you've got a mix of yarn, videos, pictures, and you've got like Iceland. So here you've got yarn, and then you've got Iceland pictures as well. So that's me and Alice. That's us in kind of how do you call it again? Just like a bath in the middle of nowhere. There's a word for it, I can't remember. Anyway, with the drone, you've got the patterns. Here you've got a pattern of a hat with Alice on it. What do you have? You've got here you've got Alice in a little jumper, again pictures taken in Iceland. And then you've got like a mix of tutorials. So for example, about the stick, you've got all of the pictures for the tutorial. At the start, when I explain about colors as well, you've got yarn pictures of the colors, choosing your colors. Here you've got a mix of pictures as well with like yarn and my favorite beach in Iceland. Here it is. What else? Yeah, got more pictures here with me and her at the lagoon, Jokulassen lagoon. Yeah, so if you're looking for like it's weird to say it because it's my own book, but for like a pretty book, I know that's what a lot of people have been saying, is that it's not just a knitting book. It's like, it's nice to have like pretty pictures. Then here it is. Everything is, from what people say, super accessible, really easy to understand. I explain about the different level, the pattern go for different level as well. So the first one is the hat, which is clearly the most simple pattern here. Then you've got the little children one, which is very easy because the color work is at the bottom, so you don't have to deal with increases or decreases. Then you've got the first adult jumper, which I'll show you bigger, which is the easiest one. So if you've never done color work on the jumper and you want to try, here it is. This one is super simple to make. And then the other one, which is way harder, is called the scaffel jumper, and this one you have to knit three colors on the same row, so that is way harder. And you've got the jumper version, and then you have the stick one, so the cardigan version. So yeah, it's available it will be available everywhere, but if you buy it on my website, which please do, I will do a signed copy. So every book on my website will be signed to the person who buys the book. As I said, the book will be released on November 30th, but I'm opening the pre-orders this Friday, which is the 13th of October. So if you want it in time for the book release, the pre-orders will be open for a month until about the 13th, and then I will have to let my publisher know how many books I need. And then you'll still be able to buy it on my website after. It would be like a really good Christmas gift, for example. But if you want it in time for the book release, you have to pre-order within the next month. Otherwise, it might arrive later. So yeah, really happy, really pleased. It's amazing to have a book that's been published in 3 languages. It's quite crazy. The only thing is that, so this book has been released in 2019 and I didn't have my yarn at the time. So I've worked with other yarn companies. So I've worked with Henty Dahlia in France, Lena Mouret, and then I've worked with Dererum Natura. But if you want to make the pattern in my own yarn, that will be possible. I will add on the side of the product page more information about what yarn you can use in order to make the different project, and we'll probably reknit some sample in my yarn as well to kind of show you how it looks like. So yeah, colour working around. So yeah, I'm really excited. So as I said, pre-orders on the website from Friday, which should be when you watch this video, or if you watch later, for the next month, and after it will be available all the time, but not as pre-orders anymore. And then you have the French version, which is still available everywhere on my website and on, bookstores everywhere. And then you've got the German. The German, I don't sell it, but you can find it, in bookstores online and in Germany, no problem. So yeah, ta-da-da. Yeah, very exciting start of the year. Very tiring, but very exciting start of the year. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I'm sure that if I think a bit more, I will find more things to tell you, but there's a moment where I just have to stop, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please let me know in the comment below if you want more. I will try to do my best. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts, and yeah, if there's anything, just leave me a comment. It would be really nice to read and reply to your nice messages. So yeah, I wish you all the best, and see you later. Bye.